picked us 5th and 6th, and we did it.
We did. No one thought we could, and we did. That's all that matters.
Chicago, we did it.
In the cleanup spot, batting fourth, number 17, first baseman Mark Grace. Hitting fifth, the right fielder, number 8.
The defense for the Cubs, a good defensive ball club. Dwight Smith in left field, Jerome Walton in center, Andre Dawson, the veteran, in right field. Luis Salazar, who came over late in the season from the San Diego Padres, at third. Sean Dunston, a maturing, outstanding shortstop. Ryan Sandberg at second base. Mark Grace at first. Rick Rona behind the plate. And Greg Maddux on the mound. Rona and Joe Girardi.
And there goes Butler. The pitch bunted down to third. Salazar is on it for the out. And on the sacrifice, Butler takes second. At the plate. And on deck, a fellow who is hitting .700 against Gereltz, Mark Grace. And there's ball 2. Mark Grace had really ripped Gereltz going head to head. So it'll be interesting to see what happens not only tonight, but anytime they match. Will be an interesting matchup. Not only is it important for Grace to get aboard. You have Andre Dawson on deck. That's fouled away. Grace is trying to keep his mastery of Gereltz. He hit .386 against the Giants this year, and he had 12 RBIs in a dozen games, so they know all about Mark. It's 3-0 Giants as the Cubs try to come back and recover in the first inning. Foul back, so immediately he's out in front. 0-2 on Grace.
You get a picture of how the Giants will play Mark Grace. Brett Butler way over in left center. You see the big gap in right center. And Butler, even now with 2 strikes, knowing that Grace will, there's Wendell Kim on the phone to the press box, the eye in the sky. Even with an 0-2 count, Grace will go to left field even more, and Butler will move over 1 or 2 more steps.
Way outside, almost threw that away. 1-2 the count. Well, you can see Butler moving to the gap. Mitchell going closer to the line. And Grace trying to defend the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 down. Sandberg at second. 3-0 Giants. First inning. And that's a splitter that missed. 2-2 the count. Boy, that took some discipline to take that pitch.
I don't think he even wanted to throw it in the strike zone. When you look at the defensive alignment, I mean, there are acres down that right field line. You think Mark Grace could forget about looking for a pitch inside? Look how much room is down the right field line. He can just flat look away.
Foul back.
They're going to pitch him away, play him away.
Deuce is wild on Mark Grace here in the first inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and a runner at second. That's all the vast area in the unoccupied right field. Randy Marsh all alone on the line. And that's hit down the left field line. Foul. So Grace continues to go. The old baseball story, take what they give you. Going to pitch him away. He's not going to try to pull, and the count stays 2-2.
This is the kind of situation a pitcher could put himself in for a lot of criticism. You can see they're pitching away, pitch him away, play him away. As hard as Scotty Gereltz throws, and as much as they've thrown the ball in the outside part of the plate, if he pops the ball in the inside corner, they can get Grace.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Mark's been looking away through the sequence of about a half a dozen pitches. And that's fouled away.
He tried to go in. He didn't get it in far enough.
You wonder if you are Terry Kennedy, or especially Terry Kennedy, if you are watching Mark Grace as to see whether he's cheating in the box. Is he beginning to adjust? Is he trying to move up on the plate or in on the plate?
He knows that they're going outside. He knows they're going to pitch him outside.
2-2 to Mark Grace. And time now. Kennedy going out. Let's see if this is a setup or a decoy with a runner at second. Maybe changing the signs, although it's very early to do that.
Could be changing the signs through the years. Even when I was a player here in the National League, the Chicago Cubs notorious, at least from a reputation standpoint, of stealing signs. I used to have stories about secret pair of eyes in the scoreboard out there. You can see the scoreboard in center field has always a couple of windows where the people that work up there look out, and always everybody said, oh boy, they've got spies up there with telescopes and they're relaying signs.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul back again. That's 4 consecutive foul balls on a 2-2 count. What a battle here. And again, remember, Andre Dawson representing the tying run should Grace get aboard. Dawson is on deck.
You could see Kennedy move inside on that last pitch, and Gureltz just has not gotten it in far enough. He's thrown out on the inside. Here he's blocking the signs from third base coach Chuck Cartier.
2-2.
Kennedy, a veteran catcher. The thing is about with this young pitcher, if you're going to get it in, you want to get it way in there. If you're going to miss on the inside part of the plate, you miss from the edge of the plate toward the hitter. You don't miss out over the plate.
Slap foul again. 5 consecutive foul balls. Of course, Terry Kennedy has tried to outfox the Cubs before. Terry was the catcher for the San Diego Padres that defeated the Cubs in 1984, and Kennedy and company went to play the Tigers in the World Series. When he hits the inside of his thigh, he's not saying inside, is he?
He wants to go outside here. Get the outside thigh.
Boy, what an eye to take that with 2 strikes. Now an extremely important pitch.
Mark Grace, when you look at him, you're looking at one of the great eyes in the National League, especially for a young hitter. 80 base on balls, only 42 strikeouts this year for Mark.
3-2. Foul back at 6 foul balls. 5 in a row, then ball 3, then another foul. I was going to say Zimmer ran his fingers through his hair. Forget it.
Is that a sign?
Not quite. What a miracle man he is. Any guy who can sell a diet and fried chicken the same year is a miracle man. What a guy. 3-2. High fly ball to left field and pretty deep. Back goes Mitchell to the ivy. Gone. Boy, he is amazing, and the Giants will agree. He is 8 for 11 with 2 home runs against the king in the earned run average in the National League, and they want him to take a curtain call. Hit off the end of the stick slowly to the right side to Robbie Thompson for the 3rd out. But the Cubs have gotten what they needed and needed desperately. And they're back in the ball game on that home run by Mark Grace at the end of a wild inning. Giants 3, Cubs 2, and the overture has sounded. A remarkable young man who just had a remarkable at-bat in the first time up in the League Championship Series, and it wound up an explosive at-bat as it got the Cubs back in the game and lifted them to within 1. It took 12 pitches before he hit it out, and he joined some rather illustrious company. So it is 3-2 in favor of the Giants, and it'll be Jose Uribe, Scott Gureltz, and Brett Butler in the second. Ground ball to first, and there's Mr. Grace. It is a memorable moment for Mark Grace, perhaps for the city of Chicago, and it's certainly worth another look.
We talk about the wind being a factor in this ballpark. Yesterday, the prediction was that the winds would be blowing in off the lake. almost very little breeze at the start of the game, and here is blowing out gently, but definitely that ball was.
We're just in the second inning. The chairs aren't warm yet. Busted bat that goes into the stands. Dunston cranks a bullet to Grace in time. Especially hitting second. 1-1. The big chopper to the left is short. Dunston takes him. Boy, he throws hard. That ball sailing on Mark Grace, and Grace able to stay with it. He was almost catching a slider that time. One away.
I have to laugh because as an ex-pitcher, this is one of the best arms in baseball, regardless of any position, pitcher, non-pitcher, whoever.
Had a lot of nicknames. Tippy, Popeye. And Kennedy rolls one to the right side, and there is Ryne Sandberg, and that's that. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 swing by Will Clark, and at the end of 2 1/2, down to the Giant bullpen. And there goes the runner Grace. The pitch inside Kennedy's throw. He's stolen it. Remember, Terry Kennedy is playing tonight with a sore right shoulder, and we wondered whether the Cubs would try to exploit that. And Grace now is in scoring position, representing the tying run.
Don Zimmer said that he would definitely run against Terry Kennedy. He'd run against the Giants, try to utilize his team speed.
Down to the Giant bullpen. And there goes the runner Grace. The pitch inside Kennedy's throw. He's stolen it. Remember, Terry Kennedy is playing tonight with a sore right shoulder, and we wondered whether the Cubs would try to exploit that. And Grace now is in scoring position, representing the tying run.
Don Zimmer said that he would definitely run against Terry Kennedy. He'd run against the Giants, try to utilize his team speed. Wants a sinker ball pitcher up in the bullpen.
Kevin Mitchell, a fly ball down the right field line, slicing foul. Grace can't get it. He had to take his eye off the ball to see how close he was to the brick wall. Scotty Gurelt's running for a base hit, but Ryne Sandberg throws him out. 1 down in the 6th inning. Matt Williams has made a couple of dazzling plays at third base, particularly against Dwight Smith, and Scotty Gurelt's over to talk to him. Bottom of the 8th inning, Mark Grace, Andre Dawson, and Luis Salazar against right-hander Jeff Brantley. When it was 8-3, Craig had Lefferts in the pen. Craig, knowing that Lefferts has had a sore shoulder. Now that it's 11-3, he gives the ball to young Brantley, who has built up a reputation despite being a newcomer. He's a bulldog, and look at those numbers. If there's one thing that pleases veteran observers in the league, is to put the compliment on a pitcher. He goes right after the hitters, and that's exactly what this fella does. And he's 0-2 on Grace. Ball 1.
Be aggressive, throw strikes, go right after him. I think it has always been appreciated by everybody in baseball who's concerned with pitching.
High fly ball to left center. Fading back is Butler to put it away. Friends, stay tuned to your late local news, and coming up next on most of these points. Ground ball down to short. Dunston is on it. It was slowed down by Wilson. 1 away. Fisted slowly to Dunston. Look at that. Ground ball back at first, backhanded by Mark Grace. 2 down.
Well, a show of first baseman tonight, isn't it? Offensively and defensively both. Talked about how Grace has worked with Joe Altobelli, a coach for Don Zimmer on the Cubs, extremely hard on his defense. He said he was very embarrassed last year the way he played defensively. Spring training, they get out and work every morning ahead of everybody else, and he has made himself into a fine first baseman. There you see the error figures for the last 2 years and how he has really cut them down.
It jammed him, cracked his bat. Watch Dunston.
Whoa.
Oh, boy. You know, this Sunday, join NBC Sports for the congratulations to the Rolaids 1989 Relief Man Award given to Mark Davis of the San Diego Padres. Rolaids proud to have brought you the relief break every week during the past year. Mark Grace, Andre Dawson, and Luis Salazar. Line drive, base hit. Boy, you want to know the high rent district? It's first base. And Mark Grace's hero is the guy holding him on, Will Clark.
I could talk all day about that guy. He's, in my opinion, the best hitter in baseball, and he will be the best hitter in baseball for a long time. He combines a great batting average with power, and he can also run and get down the line. So he gets he can get infield hits. And the thing about Will Clark is he will give you 100% every time he's out on the field, and you can't ask for anything more than that.
Mark Grace now 10 for 13 against Scotty Garrelts. And the batter is Andre Dawson. Ball 1. So you look at first base. You see Will Clark and Mark Grace, and they have 3 singles, a double, and 3 home runs between them. That's a Park Avenue penthouse. 1-0. Fisted slowly to the right side, and Robbie Thompson gets Dawson. Though Andre is jammed. 1 away, and down to second goes Grace. It's still 8-3 San Francisco, and the batter will be Luis Salazar.
Amazing thing about Grace and Clark. Clark being the hero and Grace talking about him, both 25 years old. Some of the finest young players in all of baseball. They're going to be stars for a long time, offensively and defensively. The thing that Mark Grace talked about is how hard Will Clark works. And Grace himself worked tremendously hard with Joe Altobelli to improve his defense this year.
That's a strike to Luis Salazar. That was when Will Clark singled in the 6th inning.
Looked like a mutual admiration.
Brett Butler has been the galling one. Dunston throws another blur, and we have 2 down in the 6th inning.